Hi, and welcome to Longo Drives. This is Mike.
And I'm Mel, and today we have a very special guest.
Super special. We have a veteran of Longo.
Oh, really?
Been here forever and a day, has worked everywhere, done all of the things that you could possibly imagine. But I'm excited because we're going to be talking about...
We're going to talk about 626 Customization, our in-house customization shop that does all of the things above.
All of the neat things that we all want to do to our cars. I'm going to introduce him. It's Sammy Gonzalez. Sammy with 626 Customs
Yay.
and Longo, powered by Longo. We love this. So, Sammy, welcome to our
Thank you for having me.
podcast. Absolutely. We're going to take it away.
Tell us about yourself, Sammy, like everything. We want to know everything about you.
Do you really want to know everything
We
about me?
want to know.
Really want to know everything about me. Nice. So again, I've been here for about 22 years and counting. Started washing cars, went into managing the car wash, went into valet supervising, worked a little bit of loan cars at Lexus. I spent 11 years at Lexus.
Oh, dang.
Transferred over maybe 12 years ago to the Toyota side. I worked used cars. I got promoted to used car manager. And then 2 years ago when we decided to start 626 Customs, my name was brought up, and here I am, customizing cars.
Legendary.
Big time, legendary.
Yeah.
Now there is a rumor out there that you have a couple of hobbies and passions and interests that tie into 626 Customs, which made you a really good fit.
Yeah.
I got to ask about that. Tell us, what is it exactly that Sammy does on his time off?
I go off-roading, and believe it or not, you know.
He's an off-roader.
Yeah, there you go.
So I have a 99 4Runner. It's lifted 5 inches. I go to Running Springs is my favorite trail. The reason being is because when it snows out there, it's beautiful, and we get a little bit of nice terrain. It's a fire road, but the views. I mean, you can just stop in the middle of nowhere. You get some nice fresh powder out there, and you're just having a great time. And then I'm the guy that kind of cooks, so you bring the carne, I bring everything, all the above, and once we stop, we just start grilling, playing some games, hang out with the kids, and just have a good time.
How many folks are with you? How many other vehicles?
The biggest one I've had so far was 12 vehicles.
So you've had 12. Are you the organizer? Are you the one that's sort of the mastermind behind
He's
this?
looking at you like, I don't know about that one.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I don't like to be in charge when I'm outside of work, but it always ends up falling on me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it probably gravitates to you being the one that takes over.
Believe me, I want to stay away from that, but it always just naturally falls on me. What direction, where we're going, what we're doing, are we eating, are we playing, what are we going to do? But yeah, it just falls on me.
So would you say that passion for off-roading really got you going with getting this brand 626 Customs started and really getting into the whole like aftermarket and everything else that you could put on cars?
Yeah, you can say that. I really never thought Longo was going to go on the off-road route. As long as I've worked here, I really thought they were going to kind of stay with customizing cars. When I first transferred over into the Toyota end, we were still dealing with Scion. So Scion had a couple of accessories, body kits, and so forth and so on. So I remember working on them, working those numbers, and working with the accessory techs. And I never really thought we would be going into the truck business, And that's pretty much what we're doing now. Like, I don't touch cars. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just
like,
do
no,
trucks.
it's not me.
Yeah, and it's funny because that response right there is one of my favorite responses, because when we were doing 626 and you and I have had a chance to do some events where Sammy's prepared vehicles for us to go to and take with us, I love the trucks and the lift kits and everything that goes along with it, but I love cars more. And I've had so many conversations with you where you literally look at me and go, don't talk to me about that.
No,
literally,
cars are my kryptonite. I mean, people can literally tell me everything it is about cars. They make no sense to me.
Yeah.
None.
Anyone who talks to Mike about cars, they already know that conversation can go.
It's going to go for hours.
So many different directions.
And I'll look at you and go, let's go get some BBS Hockenheims. You're like, what?
And I'm like,
and I'm like, oh,
It's okay.
What?
I get it.
You're hurting me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So you have a brand here that we all know you as sort of representing.
So years ago, I had a director here, and I was working on a project for him. For some odd reason, I always get these odd projects, and they're like, Sammy can figure it out. Sure. And I told him, hey, I can't do it. And he literally told me, are you a Mexican or a Mexicant? And it stuck. It stuck to the back of my head. So today, it's just like, I'm a Mexican. I can get anything done. So just give it to me, get it out of my way,
works.
and I'll figure it out.
works.
And what was funny about it, Mel, is that I was doing a tour with a bunch of students, and we went into 66, and I was, talking about all the things that they do. And he was there and he goes, well, Mike, what is it? What is it that you guys always say about me? And I just, was oblivious to that he was referring to that. And I'm like, well, Sammy's a hard worker and he came up through the ranks. And if you have a positive attitude and you can do anything.
Which are all lies. I don't know where he came up with that. That's all lies.
I gave this really amazing, Oscar award-winning speech. It
Put
was
him
the
on a
coolest
freaking
thing in the
pedestal.
world. And he's like, no, Mike, I'm a Mexican. I can do it. And I was like, oh, dude, it's over. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no.
That's fun. That's really fun.
Yeah, I like it when Mike hypes me up, but I know.
Well, I'm one of your biggest fans, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. So let's talk about accessories. Accessories, It's a whole market. It is an entire culture. It's an entire everything.
It is a beast. It is an absolute beast. I thought I knew just about everything, and then once I really, really got into the world because of this, I'm still trying to catch up to the rest of the world. We have so many add-ons that we can do on these things, and we're just getting started. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what 66 Customs looks like next year.
I mean, a lot of people don't know what accessories really mean. It can mean a lot of different things, right? So give us a little bit of a better idea of what people usually mean by accessories right off the bat, and not going too deep into what you could do with your car.
I mean, the simplest stuff is just doing, wheel and tire package, maybe a Westcott kit if you wanted a lift, simple add-ons. Most people want maybe a roof rack, running boards, overlays on their emblems, tint,
for sure,
paint protection, those type of things.
And then would you say paint protection film now is also an accessory too? Because you guys do it, so.
Yes, yes it is. And that paint protection keeps growing and growing and growing. So that's going to be a fun project. We've been doing more and more full cars since we started advertising, and we just advertised it this much. Maybe after the show, it's going to go this much. But
that's
paint
what we're
protection.
hopeful for. Yeah, absolutely. With when we talk about accessories, for the people out there, we have accessories that are factory or OEM, original equipment from the manufacturer. And then we have aftermarket. What is your biggest observation between the two so that the listeners can sort of get a formulation? Do I want TRD lift kit or do I want King? And why would I want to pick something different?
It actually just depends on the buyer. A lot of people that want accessories, especially for the off-road world, they do end up going aftermarket. It's rarely that people do call me up and they're like, hey, can I get the Toyota accessory part? They're usually, hey, can I get a Westcott? Can I get a King lift? Because they want those colors, that look that they're seeing on Instagram and TikTok.
Well, there's
and all the
status to that. If you look in the wheel well and you see the blue.
Oh, yeah.
It's done.
Oh, yeah.
You spent money on that. Yeah.
Man.
And that's usually one of my first questions is just hey, what do you want? Do you want it to be seen? Do you want it to be just driven, your daily driver? What do you want? You want to show off? Then that's kind of where we start.
I mean, it goes into lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
What's going to fit into what you do. Because, I mean, if you go to Costco, if you go to the mall,
right,
you might not need King shocks, right?
Yeah,
I mean you don't need, you want.
You want to have it.
Yeah.
But and I think it's funny because a lot of times on social media, if we post something that's really, really cool looking and it's got King on there, people are like, "Oh, this car will never get dirty. It'll be at Costco," and it's like this.
It's a pavement princess.
It's a pavement
princess. Yeah, I know a couple people. What's up, Menendez?
Yeah. And I don't know, oh my God, I don't know if people realize, but for some people, that's their daily.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, let's go easy on that because if it's somebody's daily, then it just was it is. But you know what we left out of this part right now is you have a 99 4Runner. What are you running?
Okay, so one of the first things that I learned about off-roading at that time, I didn't have the money to back up Kings or anything.
See?
So
we got to get started somewhere, right?
Yeah. So off-roading to me, it's just something that you do yourself and you kind of build it up and you go from there. So I'm running off of rough country.
Okay.
People know that
People
Rough Country
like it,
comes
yeah.
from like Amazon and just anywhere they above. Now it's done me great. It's done me justice.
Right.
I have people. I can go to the gas station. People want to buy my 4Runner,
Nice.
and that's
Yeah.
because of the way it looks. And
Right.
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that I just went off Rough Country because that's what I could afford at that time.
Yeah. And a lot of people get started that way, right?
Yeah,
And you still
absolutely.
have that build.
Yeah, that's my baby. I love her.
Aw, that is so cute.
I love it. I love it. There's going to be an elephant in the room, and I want to get ahead of it as fast as we can, right? And the elephant in the room is going to be that if somebody was going to come to the dealership to look at accessories and add accessories at the dealership level, whether they just bought the car new and they want the accessories on it before they get the car delivered to them, or if they come back after they've purchased it to get the accessories done, there's a stigma that we're going to be way more expensive than anything we're going to do out there. So let's talk about how you get to that price point.
I shop around with other garages to try to keep our price point the same. Now, we do have factory trained technicians that are able to install your lifts, but we also want to be competitive with the people around us. And we do have the, how do I say this kindly and nice and not arrogant? We are Longo at the end of the day. So we have that reputation, and this is where people want to buy their cars. And now this is the place that people want to buy, install their lifts. So, but we still want to be competitive. We don't want to be outpriced. We don't want to be all kinds of crazy where it costs somebody $10,000 for a $5,000 lift because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, a lot of people also think about, well, because I am going to get all these things added to my car, let's say if they're going to buy it here, they're like, oh, well, that automatically voids any warranty I have. So people think that, like genuinely
Yes.
believe that, like that's why they don't add anything.
Yeah. Well, if you're buying a brand new car and you get a King lift, well, your suspension's obviously not going to be covered by your Toyota warranty. But under Longo, we have a Longo warranty for you.
Yep.
So that's key. Yeah.
And we don't have to pay extra for that one.
Nope,
We're
not
going
at
to
all.
honor it because we did the work,
Yes,
right?
we're
We did
doing the work.
installation.
We're taking responsibility over your vehicle, and your vehicle is obviously in good hands, so we'll honor it.
And then as a quick disclaimer, because some folks will hear what we just said and they'll want to comment on it, but if we stay within, and this is what I've checked with my previous company that I work with, Toyota Financial Services, as well as Toyota, because I used to work for the headquarters, if we stay within factory specs on the wheels, so let's say we take off the TRD wheels and we put on methods or whatever, and we stay within factory spec, we're not voiding warranty.
No.
If we stay within the same lift of what the vehicle had prior to, we're not voiding warranty.
Right.
So we have done our homework. We have met with Toyota. We have met with TFS. We've made sure that if there's an extended service contract on there, that we're staying within the rules of the road. It's not
Yes.
like, hey, let's not mess this up, right?
Yeah.
Let's not void it. Which is a big difference because you could make some of those improvements or enhancements at home in your garage, and because you did it, meaning the outside guest,
Yeah.
they're avoiding the warranty, even
Right.
if it's the same equipment,
Yep.
because it wasn't done at an authorized Toyota dealership. And I think it's important that they know that our pricing is where it needs to be, which
And
is
it's
in line
competitive, yeah.
with any other garage that you go to locally around here. So that's kind of cool. And it's
Yeah.
neat that we have relationships with some of those garages as
Yes. 88 Rotors. Love you guys. Thank you.
well. Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah, they're great. They've been at some of our events. We like those guys.
So you are obviously the star of the show today, but we want to get to know a little bit more about the team, right? Everyone always sees these really cool builds that we're pumping out right now, but obviously you have a lot of people behind you who
Yeah.
help out in every different aspect.
Yeah.
From graphic design, from installing, from leather install, everything else.
Yes.
So give us a little bit, give us the tea.
Ooh, man, my team, they're amazing. I love those guys. Let's start with Zeke. Zeke is the PPF, wrap, tint, alarm,
Oh, wow.
and electrical genius. Okay, that guy can get just about anything done. I mean, I've seen him tint Tesla full glass. I mean, I'm talking about like stuff that we shouldn't be doing, and he's the guy doing it.
That he can do it, yeah.
And he can do it.
So we got to
It's
call,
the confidence.
rename him MacGyver.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Right? Like
Yes.
seriously, like
Oh
she
my
listed
gosh.
out like everything.
That's Zeke Poo.
Yeah.
That's what we call
Zeke
him.
Poo, okay.
Zeke Poo.
Nice.
You know, we got Sammy, who is number 2. Again, great PPF guy, great wrap guy, great tinter. We got Jesse, who does all our interiors. He's on his own, so he's not only working on warranty frames, but he's also working on cat skin interiors. I got Itzel, who's running my office. She's amazing. Without her right now, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. We got Zay and Ian, who are the assistants to Zeke and Sammy. So they get all the cars prepped, they get all the panels removed, and they do start some of the tints for them. They're training. They do some PPF and mostly wraps. We got Jason, who just entered the team. That guy is, how do I even explain this guy? That
In a good
guy,
way,
when you love what you do, you are amazing at it.
That's his passion.
That is his passion. This guy is just good. Like I walk in and he's just like working, like just nonstop, and I'm like, buddy, like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, this corner's not right. This is not right. He goes back into it and he's just like stubborn like me. And I'm like, dude, perfect. Love you. Thank you. You know? And then we have our technicians. We have Adon. We have Miguel. Oh my goodness. These guys are the ones that are installing these king lifts.
Yeah.
All right, knock on wood. They don't come back. Thank you.
Yeah, nothing's come back.
They know what
no
they're
complaints.
doing. You know what I mean? And that's what we need. It's building that
And
confidence,
they
building
know
that
it.
brand. You know,
They
because
know
they
their
love
stuff,
what they
yeah.
do. And then we got Raymond. Raymond, he works for the parts department, but that guy's just in charge of working with the SES, working with Westcott, working with Method.
All the vendors, yeah.
All our vendors.
And he is just crazy about this market.
He
Seriously,
lives
like
and breathes it.
Ray,
Yeah.
like you start talking to him, like people talk to me and I salivate over certain stuff. He is 3, 4, 5 times my level. Like he is crazy about this
He's
stuff.
next level, yeah.
When we're all behind closed doors, I think we can really chit chat for days on everything we do and how detailed it is. Because some people just pay attention to like a TikTok video, Instagram video, and they're like, hey, I can do this. And then they give us that call. Like, hey, I can do it, blah, blah, blah. What is it? Well, these are the guys that they do all the training. This is what they're about.
Right.
And when you have these people, and I mean, I'm surrounded by them. I'm lucky. They do make my job really easy. They're beasts.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to.
You definitely want to have, you definitely want to have a team like that or a guy like Ray in parts, even though he's not officially, I think we see that he's got like a dotted line to your team, right? He definitely, like you want that guy in your corner, but we can't leave out the best for, I guess we're leaving the best for last, which is the guy that when he's not around, your world kind of comes to a little halting stop and you have to be control P, control print.
Right.
You guys
because,
do
because without,
you guys do so many different things. I mean, tint, right, leather installs, and then also PPF and everything. But you guys also do like customized wraps.
Yep.
Half,
and we're talking
full,
about Mr. D-Lo.
everything.
He's
Yeah.
on vacation. He left me.
Yeah, he left you.
The struggle's been real. I've had to learn how to hit Control P without him. I don't know how he does that all day. I'm just like Control P, but nothing's
Nothing comes
printing.
in.
But nothing happens.
Nothing's printing.
Nothing
I did it
comes
like
up.
20 times, and I'm like, what's going on here, D-Lo, man, that guy is just one mind of just amazingness. Like, when I'm watching him and I'm like, hey, dude, I have this idea. This is what I want you to do. Da, 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 da. I'm talking to him and I'm thinking he's not listening to me, but he's over there typing away. And I'm like, D-Lo, I come back in and I look at his screen. It's all done.
A
He's
full
like, yeah,
design.
buddy.
Yeah, he's like a human AI.
He's like, what's up? What's next? Let's go.
Yeah.
He helped us design. There's this company called iPest. They're out in Arcadia. And he was able to design their graphics. It's a whole redesign for their entire brand. And these people love it. So now we're doing their entire fleet. Got 9 cars
really
in
good.
And I want to just kind of give a shout out to that because this was one of those collaboratives. Like we are part of what I do is I go out for the community and we spend a lot of time with the Arcadia Chamber of Commerce, and that's where we met the business owner.
Yeah.
And then we turned the business owner onto our fleet department who helped them get 2 or 3 white Tacomas. And then they gave you guys the design to put the decals on because, the wrap, because we talk about it when we go to the Chamber of Commerce about 626 Customs. And the next thing you know, the whole thing comes together and D-Lo's recreating their brand for them. And nobody would think in their wildest dreams that a Toyota dealership is not only going to help you with getting a car, getting a wrap, getting a deal, being part of the chamber, being part of the community, being part of the business, and that we even helped them with their own brand. Like that is just so cool. And we get emails, Brooke and I from the folks, and they're just like, we love what you guys do for us because it's so amazing. And testament to you and the team because it's a solid bench.
We're building a community.
Yeah, that's a
we
deep
are.
bench.
Yeah, we are.
I have a question about the printer. Because
Yes.
that was kind of the tipping point, wasn't it? You were sharing that with me.
You're really stuck on this printer, huh?
We have to talk
You
about
wanna-
the
you wanna
printer.
hear the printer story.
I
go,
love the printer.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 years ago, I had a GM that came to come see me after they all went to SEMA. I didn't get invited, and they came back with the idea of wrapping cars. And they were like, "Sammy, we need to get a printer." And I was just like, "Why would I get a printer to wrap cars?" And again, I'm not into that world just yet, but I was like, "Sure, all right, let's roll it." So I had to do a research. I got with a couple of manufacturers, and HP was one of them. And this is my own. What do you say? This is my biggest problem. Where it is to be me. They send me out, and I go sit down, and I go see HP in San Diego, and they take me on a full tour of their building and how they build these printers and what they do. And I'm just like, it's not making sense. And I'm like, why am I getting a printer? I don't get it. I finally see the printer, and they're printing out these decals. And then everything in my head just goes, oh man, we're about to launch not just a wrap shop. We're about to go crazy with this. Like, we're going to do stickers. We're going to do banners. We're going to do,
Yeah.
oh my God, what is that stuff that, not drywall. What is that? Oh my God, where you're able to put it on the wall. I'm losing my-
Wallpaper?
Yeah, wallpaper.
Wallpaper, yeah.
So HP prints out in just any type of material imaginable, and we ran off from it. So my budget at that time, from where the GM had told me, was going to be about $30K. Yeah, no.
You're like double, triple. That's
It came
cool.
back, and I told them, hey, we need a printer, a plotter, and a laminator, and we need more space, and we need electrical, and we need this, and we need that.
And that's how 66 came to be.
You see why I love the
Yes.
story? This is exactly why I love the story about the printer. It's super duper cool.
That's how it all completely started. So
So from where 66 has started, being from like buying the printer and then you meeting all these different vendors and us getting started till now, from then until now, what would you say would be the top 5 accessories or services that 66 is most known for now?
I'm going to have to say tint, PPF, lift, wheels and tires.
Big heads?
Big heads.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
big heads.
Big heads.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big heads.
Oh my goodness. You guys know we sold over 500 big heads in just a matter of 6 weeks.
And who would think that a dealership is doing big heads? What are you doing, like Little League and baseball ones?
Everything,
right?
everyone.
Like everything, yeah.
It was a joke. It wasn't meant to actually explode, but it just exploded. It
I
was
have
just
one
like,
myself.
I think the first joke was when you did Brooks and gave it to me,
Oh,
and then you
she's-
followed it up with mine.
she's
You did
still
mine
mad at me.
Yeah, and you did, yeah.
And then I got one.
Yeah. So this is fun because who would have thought, right? But now what we have is that introduction of a different market that we can satisfy. You know?
Okay, but I don't know. Does everyone know what a big head is, though? I mean, obviously we know, but can you explain it? Can you paint the picture for everyone?
Yeah.
Absolutely can. Okay, so all I need is just a headshot of anybody, and we blow it up to about 24 inches wide and 36 inches tall.
That's big.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Big
It's perfect
head.
for like graduation, games, whatever.
All the
Yeah.
above.
And then you guys had like a stick to the back of it,
Yes,
right?
we put a stick, and so it's really meant for softball teams and t-ball teams. You know, the parents that are cheering on their kids, and it's just I'm doing graduations, I'm doing weddings. I don't know, we're just doing
Yeah,
everything
you've just done
imaginable.
everything, yeah.
yeah.
It's just stacks of big heads everywhere.
I love walking in there and just seeing them, and I'm like, all right. Right next to it, there's a car getting a full wrap, PPF for the whole thing, and then there's big heads right next to
So
it.
just piles and piles of big heads.
Piles and piles. Let's talk about some builds. What was your favorite build of all of the cars that we've done a build on?
My favorite build is a gray Tundra. That's kind of what started it all. That's been around since before 626 Customs was created. We had a guest that came out, and he wanted his vehicle wrapped. And
And
his vehicle...
626 did not exist.
No, it was Longo Specialties.
It was Longo Specialties.
Specialties
Okay.
at the time. Somebody else was running it. And this guest wanted his vehicle in a satin gray.
Okay.
And we're like, okay, cool. Let's do it up. we wrapped this vehicle in satin gray. I never had the pleasure of meeting him during that first wrap. The other person that was managing Longo Specialties dealt with him, and it was a fun project. Okay, I didn't meet him. It wasn't until he came back and was just like, "Hey, I'm thinking about changing the color," and then I was just like, "Okay, let's talk about it." So I go over there. He comes up and he's just like, "Wow, I want to put a new front end. I want to do interior. I need to do tint. I need to do this. I need to do that. I want new headlights. I want new tail lights. And this is what I want it to look like."
So he went from, I just want to change the color, to now he's doing like
an entire build.
And you're just salivating.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, wow. Okay, let's roll. I get excited when people are like invested in their cars like that. Like you're just like, all right, cool. Let's get crazy, you know? And we went ahead, we booked him. We spent about a month on his car. So entire front end. We wrapped his car in satin black, did his interior, tinted his car limo. It was just, you couldn't even see inside. And the guy, when he came back, he was just like, dude, you guys are crazy. He loves this car.
Right.
Loves this car. And it's our first build that we ever did from inside to out. It was just, it's my favorite car. It's actually sitting on our wall.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I
There's a
love
photo,
that.
yeah.
No.
And he's come back a bunch of times, right?
Yeah.
To do all kinds of stuff with us.
So right now I'm currently working on bed liner material because he has this idea in his head where he wanted a navy blue, but he wanted a bed liner material because he works construction. So the wraps, he's damaging them.
Yeah.
You need to, yeah. Well, for a lot of people though, they don't know like the difference between a vinyl like wrap or half wrap or a full color change or PPF, meaning paint protection film, things like that. So, I mean, how would you differentiate it? Like the easiest way possible
How would
between
you
all
break
that?
it down?
Yeah.
Okay, simple. Half wraps are usually meant for businesses.
Yeah.
Somebody that wants their logo, their brand, whatever they want to put, they put that around their car. They don't need it fully wrapped unless you really want to stand out, which is where full color change comes in. Like the RC we just finished up today. That's a full color change. We did a watermelon crush on the outside. We did a forged carbon fiber on the hood, the roof, and on the trunk. I mean, that's a full
You're
color
completely
change.
changing the look of the car. Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah, but these wraps aren't paint protection. So some people get that confused and they think like, oh, if I wrap my car, it's actually protecting it. That's actually not what it's meant to do. It's meant to stand out. It's meant to glow. It's meant to show off. When it comes to paint protection, it's there to protect your paint. So it's usually in a clear. XPAL, who is our vendor, has a stealth version of it that can make your vehicle look satin. And
So nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does. We've done 2 cars in stealth.
Didn't we do an LC?
Yeah, we did
The
an
LC 500 and
Yeah.
stuff
So
was
good,
sick.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you smile because you just love looking at it. It came out so good.
Again, I'm not a car person at all, but when these cars get done up, I'm just like, wow. Like, it looks nice.
Takes
It's
your
like
breath
telling
away.
a story.
Yeah.
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 So the best way then for simplification purposes, if you wrap the car, then we're going to change the color. We're going to add some cool looking graphics to the car. But that stuff, even though it's a film, stuff can get through it.
Yes.
When we talk about PPF, it's almost like when you put your phone protector, you've got that clear, right, that's on the phone protector, and that takes the damage. That's the equivalent.
Yes.
Except for the one on my phone is brittle, whereas the one that you guys are putting out is more like saran wrap, but tough.
Yeah. So wrap is, again, 1-year warranty, where PPF is a 10-year warranty.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that actually.
And then one of the things that you and I talked about, because you've been very vocal with different people, different guests. Even when I do a tour, we got students or business owners that come meet with us. When you talk about the wrap or the PPF, you talk about how to take care of it properly, because apparently it has a shelf life, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah. So people that usually get their wraps done, I try to explain to them that they got to keep their car clean, and not by running it through the car wash, no pressure wash. You want to keep it dust free. The longer you have dust that's sitting on the car, the more it gets into the wrap. It dries it out. It dries it off, and then it starts cracking. And once it starts cracking, it'll crack into your clear coat, and then you're gonna have a big problem. Yeah.
holy smokes.
So there's some people that take care of the wraps, and there's other people that just get their cars wrapped, and they think, oh, this again protecting my car, but it's not protecting your car.
And part of that's just training, right?
Yes.
It's just awareness. Like when you get delivery of it and you go and do it. So hopefully some of the installers out there that are doing it,
Yes.
we're talking about that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's really, really important. In my mind, I felt like I'm putting a layer of protection by putting a wrap on the car, and I shouldn't have to worry about the paint. But it's actually the opposite. I need to make sure that I protect that layer to protect the paint below as well.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a little guilty. I got my roof wrapped by the guys, and I did a satin black, super simple, nothing
Right,
crazy.
right.
But my car has always sat outside, so you could tell there's a little bit of sun damage and everything damaged.
Oh.
And when they wrapped it, they're like, okay, but you just got to be careful, right? And a lot of people don't know that if you don't have a brand new car and you're wrapping it, that's also a big thing to look out for. How, like, what is the condition of your current paint? So that way, if you do change it out in like a year, are you going to gamble it? Like, was there already a crack? If there is, you might take.
is it going to be worse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I usually try to get an inspection done on the car before we even start talking about any type of wrap. A new car, perfect. Anything over in 3 years, I need to see your car.
You need to see
I need
it.
to see what it looks like. Because once you install the wrap, even if you remove it a year later, you can remove clear coat.
Yeah.
I don't know what your paint looks like. I need to see that stuff.
And as we've gone through this journey and grown and figured it out, there's been a couple of situations that were curveballs, shall we say?
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
where you think, this is going to be an easy assignment or this is going to be pretty cool. And I think one of them that stands out in my mind is we had a Porsche 911 down here, which I think we need to talk about is the fact that we don't just do Toyota and Lexus, right? We've had a whole suite. We've got Corvette C8s come in.
Yes.
We've had Porsche 911s. We've had, what else? Some of the cool sports cars that we've seen.
I've wrapped anything, Teslas,
Yeah.
Porsches, Corvettes.
We've done a lot of
Fords.
trucks. We had a Ford, right. But
Sprinters.
on the Porsche, you had some lessons in
Yes.
life that we learned.
Luckily, our guest was really, really cool from the beginning. So he had paint protection installed somewhere else. And this is kind of where you learn what's the right way and the wrong way to do things.
Right, right.
On his PPF, again, you're looking at TikToks and Instagrams, and they're showing you how this wrap, this PPF gets folded onto your hood, and it just stays magically. Well, they're using adhesive promoters to keep that on. While he brings us his Porsche, and we're like, hey, I got to take off your paint protection, but it looks like it's really stuck on. He's like, oh, no, it's paint protection. It was installed by
It'll peel right
professionals."
off.
Yeah, it'll peel right off. Took off the clear coat.
So when you took off the PPF, the clear coat of the paint came with it.
All the edges, the clear coat was coming off from his doors, door handles, hood, and fenders.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So then that escalates that project. Did we have to, we got to address the clear coat because now it's rough.
Well, he keeps his car garage. He's not leaving anywhere, so his wrap is going to last a very long time.
Right.
But with him, he didn't care about the paint. He just wanted all those sections to be sanded down. So it was easy to work with. Anybody else, if that was their daily driver, they'd be a little upset. We'd be like, hey, I'm going to sand down your car so I can get a flat surface. Or you're going to have to take it to your body shop, get it painted, but I can't install anything until it dries out, which can be anywhere from 30 to 60 days.
It's a process. That's why people have to be really careful in knowing what condition their car is before they start thinking about all this other different stuff, because you never know.
Yeah. There's no way of knowing what's going to happen.
But aside from all those little horror stories, they're not really horror stories, but little sad stories. What are some like success stories though? Like, what are you proud of?
What am I proud of? So many cars that we've done.
I know there's so many.
Are we talking about rap?
Anything.
Like what really
what
floats your boat?
yeah.
Like there's got to be something that you totally dig.
Well, the Forerunner for the Overland event, one of my favorite cars,
yeah.
which we're going to talk about. The Tundra, which we just talked about, that was one of, again, my favorite project. We've done, there was a Tesla that we did, and it was like a sparkle gray. It was like this rainbow color. And it was just a trip, just seeing it as soon as the sun hits it, it just changed the look on the whole thing. And I'm not a fan of Teslas, but wow, I'm talking about like Teslas are the easiest things to wrap. And then one of the kind of the toys that a toy looking truck that we worked on, the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was cool.
That was a Halo truck. That was a quick install, flat surfaces, but that was probably one of the better looking ones. A lot
Yeah.
of attention.
So,
Tons
so before we wrap things up, let's go back to that overland build with the 2025 4Runner that we brought.
Okay.
Everything about it was amazing. I mean, like you can go into detail about what the team did because it was so like speechless. It leaves you speechless.
Oh man.
That was it. I'm a 4Runner lover, and I've never seen anything like that. That's oof.
You know what? When I first saw the 4Runner, I wasn't a fan. Okay, I
For the-
seen
for
it.
the-
The,
latest-
the
for the latest
2025
generation?
one,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I looked at it and I'm like, hey, it looks small. Like I'm not sure if this is something I would ever get. And remember, I own a 4Runner.
Yeah.
And I've worked on plenty of 4Runners. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, oh, I don't know. So we get invited to this overland event. The only way I was gonna do this thing was
we remember. Yeah.
the only way I was gonna do this thing is if I got a hot color.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't want to touch it. Like it didn't make any sense.
I think at first we were doing like what a silver
silver.
And he was
2025 4Runner.
bitter.
Yeah.
Bitter.
Yeah. You know what? At the end of the day, if something goes wrong, it's me, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's my reputation out there. And Aaron and Girly Pop here, they pulled through and they were able to get somebody, Toyota, to send us a green one. Everest
yeah.
green.
Yep.
Right, so we get this car delivered, and I'm like actually hands on. I'm driving it, and I'm just like, wait, this thing is nice. Like, what's up? I'm like, all right, cool. We call up all our vendor friends, be like, hey, I need you to ship me everything 2025 that you have. So we got a King lift, we got a Westcott rack, we got Molly panels, we got Method wheels, we got Falcon Wild Peak tires. Dilo's working on his magic with the graphics. And we're doing my goodness.
Oh, you're leaving out the best part of the whole build. The hood.
Yeah, I know. That's where I'm getting. I forgot the brand.
Saibon.
Oh God. So that was Raymond's call. Raymond was
Yeah.
like, hey dude, I'm ordering a carbon fiber hood. And I'm like, carbon fiber hood on a 4Runner.
That's what I said.
Think about that.
Yeah.
I'm spinning, right? And again, like it's a team effort.
Because again, that's what you put on a Supra. That's what you put on a Porsche. Like, no.
I was like, Raymond, are you sure? He's all, dude, you got to trust me. And I was just like,
Okay.
all right, cool, let's roll it. So he gets all these parts. We're putting that thing together. They got the hood on. Miguel's like, probably flips it in a day. He was done with it. Brings it downstairs, and I'm just like in awe.
Yeah. It transformed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
They came through.
I remember
That
walking through the
carbon
underground
fiber.
parking structure and stopping like dead in my tracks, like, what happened here?
It turns heads. It definitely turns heads.
I had no idea carbon fiber on a 4Runner would look that good.
No, yeah, it was
It was just
unbelievable.
gorgeous. And we were able to put that truck together. And I remember being at the Overland event once everything was all placed and everything. And again, I'm that person that continues to work on the next project in my mind. So I never sit there and I'm like, ooh, like let me look at what we created, you know. I remember stepping back and Jess was just like, hey, what's wrong with you? Because again, I always have that face, you know, like what's wrong with you? What's wrong
exactly.
with you? You know what I
We're
mean?
used to that one.
But I was like, literally, I just took a step back because I wanted to soak everything in. Like, look at this 4Runner.
Yeah.
We were supposed to only wrap cars 7 years ago. Now look at us.
Yeah. Full lift, full build. One of
I
my
love
favorite
that.
things about that Overland Expo was the fact that you brought your entire team
Yes.
to swarm around the car. And so when any of the visitors that were there for the event came over to our part of the booth, it was amazing because if they had a question, we'd go, well, Miguel's right here. And, you know,
You know what? That was such a perfect event, especially for the dealership that we are. Because you have your service guy, you have your tech, you have your tinter, you have your PPF guy, you have everybody that was involved in that truck. So as people are coming in and they're asking questions, you're like, hold on, let me get you the person that actually worked on the car. Hold on, da-da-da.
And people
So,
are like, wow, you worked on that?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was super, super
The feedback
cool.
was awesome. Yeah.
one of the things as we wrap it up, Sammy, that I love about you is that you take a keen interest in the cars that are coming through 626 Customs.
Yes.
And one of the things that I absolutely love that you shared with me that I wasn't aware of, because again, you will brag about a lot of stuff, but you don't necessarily talk about some of the things that you're doing that really mean a lot to not only our guests, but to our company and to our brand, is that you make it a point to meet with every single person that is getting some kind of a service done through you and your team. and that you make sure that the delivery is given to them. You are that last ambassador for 626 Customs that shakes their hand and makes sure that they're happy. And I just really respect that you do that. Tell me a little bit about some of the feedback you get from your guests when you do that.
You know what? That's the highlight of my job. To be honest with you, that's the cool stuff. That is, I want to see how their eyes open up and how excited they get. And maybe I should start videoing it. But that's
Maybe.
That's,
Somebody gave you a hard time today about that.
Yeah.
Stop giving me a hard time, dude. But I love that. That's my favorite part. So I got to make sure that I'm present, and I'm trying to be present as much as I can because I want to see that reaction. You know, I'm spoiling myself because this is like, oh my God,
This is what gets you going.
This is their
Yeah.
Christmas morning, you know what I mean? And the excitement, and they want to sit there and talk about. And it could be the easiest things, as in a new set of wheel and tires, maybe just a simple interior, or like the RC that was just delivered. I mean, I want to be there. I want the questions. I want to be able to see the excitement on their faces. So yeah, that's what I tried to do.
I love it. One of the things that I'm really digging about Sammy's journey with us, as you've been here 22 years, which is a long time, is that you're starting to like cars. Not just trucks and Forerunners. So I'm kind of taking that part of the journey.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there because that
I'm
Lexus
getting there.
RCF that you did, you were digging it. I saw you. I went outside and I saw you walking around and just staring at it. I go, yeah, he's converting. He's coming over. But Sammy, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap things up. But you've been a veteran. You've been a brand ambassador for us. You've been a super supporter of not only the Longo Toyota brand and Penske Motor Group and 626 Customs, but above and beyond just who we are as people here. We care. We're automotive enthusiasts. We give it everything we can give it, and you have always been a model of that. So we can't thank you enough for being who you are.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody out there, for joining us at Longo Drives Trent Talks. It's been a great journey with 626 Customs, and we'll see you on the next podcast.